And then things changed.
My whole face expression just goes really low.
After 19 years, those 90 days meant a lot. Sometimes I'm depressed and sad, but you gotta keep going through everyday life.
This was a story that came to us thanks to a dog. One of the times we didn't have to knock on a door to get a story, and what a powerful story it was. Okay, what I'm gonna do is blindfold you, put it in your hand, and go ahead and fire away. We are going to Florida. Then we had him close his eyes and make a dot on a map of Florida. You want to be on television?
Yeah.
Of course you do. What's your name?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, I'm Todd.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Charlotte?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow, so just up here vacationing?
No, we call ourselves snowflakes.
Okay.
No, not snowbirds, snowflakes, because we come back during the summer too, because we have summers just like you all.
So that means you're not flaky.
No, it means we're not one of those birds that just come for 6 months and leave you all. We come back.
So the snowbirds would be flaky.
No,
But the snowflakes are not.
No, right.
I'm so confused. All I need you to do is get this pen, close your eyes, and put it on this map somewhere so we know where to go.
Well, I make sure.
Okay, good job. You actually hit land. I was worried we might be in the ocean. Let's see what we get at the house with the boat. We were just about to knock on our first door to find a story when a little dog found us. This little guy belongs to Yvonne Gargiulo. You want to be on television?
I don't know yet.
We're with a television show called The Story Trek.
Okay.
And we randomly go to communities around the country, knock on doors, and the first person who agrees to be on TV, we put them in our show.
Okay.
And without even knocking on a door, we got our first story. Wow. These guys are vocal. In addition to her dogs and her kids, Yvonne has a granddaughter she takes care of while her daughter's at work.
It's tiring running after her sometimes.
Like a lot of people in Florida, Yvonne's story actually begins somewhere else.
New York.
What brought you to Florida?
My husband retired.
Their love story started on a New York sidewalk.
I was actually just walking down the street coming from a store, and he happened to be making his deliveries, and he stood there waiting for me to get to where he was.
Chris worked for UPS.
And I liked what I saw. That brown uniform made him look handsome.
They created a family. So 2 kids living at home.
Yeah, my 2 girls are home. My husband has a son in New York.
And it was Chris who led the way to Florida.
He retired from UPS in Bronx, New York. And he loved his job, but he was ready to retire. He wanted to fish.
Compare the two. Living in New York and living in Florida.
New York, very hectic. Florida, sunshine, calm, beaches, fabulous.
Is that why you wanted to come down?
Yeah, my husband loved fishing, so just drew him in.
Chris's idea: live every day like you're on vacation.
He's just a really enjoyable person to be around. It's like you can't go wrong with being around him at all.
Jennifer loves her dad, and she loves her mom's sense of humor. But most of all, she just loves family.
Family is really important because it's like where you can come home and you can have mom there cooking for you or your dad cooking for you, and you just smell when you walk in the door, and having little kids running around and everything, or having dogs there for you. So it's really nice having a family.
A picture-perfect family in a picture-perfect setting.
And then things changed.
My whole face expression just goes really low.
I didn't have a choice.
It's not really the same without him.
He was 49 when he passed.
Shortly after they moved to Florida, Chris was diagnosed with cancer.
He was given 5 years. You know, he could have went into the hospital, but you don't want to pass away without your family being there. You know, so they bought a hospital bed and they made him very comfortable, and we were able to spend the time together, you know, and I had a wonderful general manager, and I was home with him for those last 90 days. So that was important, you know. After 19 years, you know, those 90 days meant a lot. He said, I don't want to go. He says, I don't want to leave you. And I said, I don't want you to go, but you're going to have to.
When it didn't seem like it could get any worse, it most certainly did.
You know, because at the same time I lost my husband, and the next day I lost my sister to cancer. So no sooner did I have my husband's funeral, I was off to New York to say goodbye to my sister. And that was devastating as well.
And somehow, Yvonne found a way to deal with it. If you spend any time with her, you'll know that she's someone who always looks for the positives.
Sometimes I just keep pushing myself and said, you know what, I have to do this with the kids, for myself. Sometimes I'm depressed and sad, but you know, you gotta keep going through everyday life. And like I said, God had another plan for them.
Yvonne talks about Chris as if they're still together.
I know he's gone, but I still say we and ours, and I mean, after 19 years. And I said to myself, when is that gonna stop, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not that it shouldn't, you know, because in my mind, it's still us and we and ours, you know, because it's always been us.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know when that will stop.
You say it's all part of God's plan.
Yeah, I believe that. You know, God needed him. Now he's with the angels, and I believe that.
And we noticed she talks about him as if he's still there. And a few days before our visit, she says he was.
And my daughter, you know, a couple of nights back, she said to me, Mom, Dad came, and he said he's in a good place. And I cried the whole day, but I was happy that she saw him. You know, I believe they do come and see you. You know, and she was happy. And she said, he looks so young. I said, he did?
Chris's absence has left a hole in this home, but Yvonne does her best to fill it with memories and with laughter.
He was just noble. I mean, he was the type of husband when you came home, there were flowers for you, and always held my hand, always proud, you know, that we were a couple, and always the best. Yeah, I miss my flowers.
You said earlier that you're luckier than most people.
Yeah, because I had him for 19 years, and we were perfect together. And he loved his dogs, and he left me them.
Chris loved his dogs so much, he wanted them at the funeral.
They went to the cemetery, and Ruby just started singing her little heart out. You know, the dogs know.
Yvonne wonders and can't explain how Sage got out that front door at the exact time we were walking down the street. She says Sage never gets out that door by herself.
And they go to the cemetery and visit too, and they walk straight over to his place by themselves off the leash. Say hi, Papa. It's tough every time I come here because I miss him so much, and I can't believe that he's not with us. He was the heart of our family, and we miss him dearly. It's not a day, a minute that I don't think about him and miss him. And the dogs miss him. We all miss him very much. I never thought I would not grow old without my husband. You know, and I thought we'd just be 90 years old and grouchy together. And one day I will join him. One day. All righty, honey, I'll see you on Sunday. All righty.
We were amazed at the story that came to us thanks to a dog getting out the door. And maybe the dog was just freaked out by a TV crew. One thing that you didn't see in the story is one of our camera people got bit by that dog that jumped out. And it might have been a different dog. She had a couple in there. But when we first walked in the door, she got bit. And that wasn't a great way to start, but she didn't say anything and was okay later. And we proceeded to get this incredible story. I haven't gotten any updates on Yvonne. I just couldn't track her down, so I'm not sure on the status of her now. If you like this story, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, give me your comments, tell me what you think of the story, hit the bell, and you'll be notified of future stories. If you're on Facebook, please like the story and like the Facebook, the Story Trek page, and you can follow that page to get updates on future stories, because that helps us to grow the channel and then produce more stories.